Happy, I guess Thursday. I forgot what day it was. We're going to get started in about a minute here. I'm denying all of your note takers just because there's so many and it's crazy. And then I get 5,000 notification afterwards. But that's why we record these. We put them on our YouTube page. Thanks everybody for showing up. We'll give it like 30 more seconds and then Amanda and I will kick it off. Again, we're trying to keep these now to around 30 minutes so they're more digestible, but we're doing them, every month. So we think that that's enough content. We beg and plead. Remember, we're the only software company left in the world, thank you, Samantha, that has live human beings that answer the phone when you call in with questions. So we think these things are amazing and great because we want you to be able to see our content and upgrades when it's good for you. But, take advantage of the fact that we have people that you can speak with without dialing 25 numbers whenever you guys have questions. We've been growing our customer service team, so soon we'll have people reaching out to you directly to help, quarterly probably, to help communicate all of these new functionality pieces. Because we think we're really great at being reactive, but just like you guys with your maintenance programs, we want to be proactive with our customers as well. We think it's a really big differentiator. And if you didn't know, it's even cool to talk about with all, the competition that's around. We're the only company, I believe, that has everyone in-house. Our customer service staff are direct Dataforma employees. Heck, a lot of them, like Shelly, I've known since I was like 16 because they worked at our old roofing company. All of our programmers are in-house. We don't outsource. We have our own hardware people. I always tell people it's cool because we're big enough that we can provide these services to our clients, but we're not so big that we don't care about any of our clients. So with that, even our smallest clients to us is really important. So I'm going to hop into it today. I'll be doing a lot of this. Amanda, as always, my right hand is going to help me out when I screw stuff up. I like to give the broad strokes, like the vision of Dataforma, and then Amanda, since she runs our tech team, is really, really good at giving all the details, which I typically don't know, but she does. And this should be your picture up here too, Amanda, with Brian Cook and Amanda.
Oh, I'll add it.
Make my picture smaller and less fat. All right, so first, the Design Summit. I think we have 50 registered, which is really cool. If you don't know, these things are so different now. We had last year, Mark and I kind of reimagined what this event should be. Before it was an interesting, to use a polite word, mix of like training and basics. And I thought, well, if these people are flying across the country, or a bunch of you fly in from Canada, you're not flying in to learn how to create a company or contact or a building in Dataforma, right? You're coming there to help design what you want your software to be in the future. So that's what we did last year. I think the turnout was like around 125. I want over 200 this year because the feedback, even right away, you could tell it was very different. The feedback was amazing. So if you don't know, bring the owner of your company, bring the main user of your company, bring the management, because what we do is we get up there, and the first session is always Mark and myself. Mark is our CEO. And this year, we're going to kind of plan out. I even have the agenda. Amanda's going to send this out to everybody, so don't worry about screenshotting it. It's a working agenda, so we're absolutely open to changing it. Again, we want feedback. The purpose of the summit is for feedback. Even this, if you don't like it. But we're going to go over, and briefly, not for like 2 hours, everything we accomplished this past year, because we want to show that we're hitting all of the benchmarks that we set at the previous year's Design Summit. The sales module, the maintenance module is coming out in a few months. All the things that we said we're going to give you, we're going to go over quickly. It'll be great too, because if you have new staff or you're not using it, you'll see all this cool functionality that we're going to, that you have available. When we break out from that session, the idea is we go into these smaller groups. So this is where and during the main session, we learned from last year. So we're going to have microphones at different points in the room. So even if we're talking and you have a question, you just walk over to a microphone, and then we'll see that you're there, and we'll get your question right there in real time. But the breakout sessions are so you can tell us, hey, sales module is cool, but you forgot A, B, and C. Or maybe we need to tweak it like this. Or that maintenance module is great, but we should also be able to, blah. So this is where we're really getting feedback from everybody. So right away, the first thing we're doing, recapping, here's what we did. Tell us what you like and what you didn't like so we can fix it. Remember, with these sprints that we're doing now, with building new functionality, right? It used to be like a year-long build. And then when we wanted to fix something, it went back into another year queue. Well, now we can fix stuff on the fly, right? So if there's a problem, we can fix it within a month or two, right? We're not waiting 9 months to fix something. So we're going to talk about what we built. You're going to immediately give us the feedback of what needs to change, and we're going to start working on that like as we leave the design summit. Then the next session, what are we planning for the year of 2027? So just like last year when we had spec'd out the maintenance module, the sales module, we're going to show you our initial designs for all of our new functionality. And then we're going to break out so you can tell us. And if you weren't there last year, it was pretty cool. Priscilla, who's Amanda's right-hand girl, Priscilla was changing the prototype in real time. So you could see like, oh, it should be like this. And then you look at the screen and it would be that. So you're truly helping design the software. We're going to have some lunch. And then we're going to have Mark has a huge thing about AI. So again, if you don't know, Mark is so old now that he was there when AI was first thought of. And he worked at some of the big government defense contractors that were first using these AI things like 25, 35 years ago. And so he's going to dive into where we see AI as being very positive. Even some of the little pitfalls. If you didn't see, there was a company, I think, called Railways where, I don't know if it was Claude or ChatGPT or something, deleted their whole code. But we have some really cool ideas of how we're going to use AI starting in 2027. So that we're going to have that talk the first thing in the afternoon of day one, and then get your feedback on all of that. So AI will be a huge part of that first day of the design summit. And then we just want to hear overall everything, what'd you think, right? Spitball anything else you think that we haven't covered. So day one is recapping the previous year, looking at the next year, and then here's all the AI opportunities that we see. And then, tell us whatever you want. And then based off of your feedback too from last year, we're going to end day one at 4. We're not going to go all the way to 5 because we want to give you a little bit of break, call the family, wrap up what you have to, whatever you need to do. And then we're going to have our event. So it's either going to be at this place called Evans Garage. The benefits of that is it's very close to downtown San Diego. So the hotel will provide us transportation. So then everyone can go eat after that. Or we're going to have, since we're on Torrey Pines, we'll have like a sip and chip out there on the golf course. So feel free to send me your thoughts on that. And then day 2, Amanda's going to go through some really cool stuff. You are going to see a lot. You've already seen an increase in integrations that we have, like the QXO one. But Amanda has some really cool stuff for integrations that not everyone wants, so we can't build and support them quite yet for you. She's done some really cool stuff with Zapier so that if you want to build a QuickBooks desktop integration or a way to text people out of your database, right? Even though we will have that, before too long here, you'll be able to use Zapier, which means you don't need real technical resources at your company. Zapier makes it very simple for you to set up triggers in Dataforma that perform those functions. So that's a great session. And then, we're going to have another breakout session after that. And then again, a kind of a wrapping it up thing. And we're going to end day 2. We're not going to have like the box lunches this time because it just sort of became more awkward than beneficial. But I think it's a great day and a half. It's not going to be boring. Everything's going to be fast paced and interactive. And if you haven't heard, it's at this amazing, amazing golf course. So come to like Dataforma, under this company tab, events. And then here, this is where you can, log in. This is where you can register. But the hotel is just ridiculously awesome. And our rate for the hotel is somewhere around $400 cheaper than it typically is. And you can use our room rate 3 days before and 3 days after the event. So it's on the Torrey Pines Golf Course in San Diego, technically La Jolla, California. It's gorgeous. It overlooks the coast. The hotel's amazing. Definitely, if you want to make it into a vacation with that discounted room rate, we absolutely encourage you to do that. So the Design Summit, it's in October this year. Again, it's a Thursday, Friday event. So please register. With this one, this hotel is so nice. There is no, I think the hard cutoff is like a month before this. When it comes to September 22nd, I can do nothing to help you to get the discounted room rate. So I would say book it. If you don't know you're going to go, just book it. Get your hotel at least and get the discounted rate, because it's going to fill up no matter what. We're only given so many rooms, and once we hit that hard date, they were very nice with the room rate, but in exchange for that, they said, 1 month out, it's over. You don't get that room rate anymore. So please sign up. We are now, if I know some of you have seen this, for years we had the Construct Ed training videos, and we loved that company. They were a friend of a friend. We used them for, 10 or 15 years. But now that the Dataforma is developing so quickly, we decided to move away from those, and we're building our own. So you can click on this link in the Help Center, and John Wolf and the rest of the training team, the QA team, they're all putting together new videos. So they're done all the time with all the new functionality. And it's just quick, short, 5-10 minute videos on how to use all of our new functionality. So the Construct Ed is completely gone now. And this is where you can now find our training videos. And now the fun stuff. Sales module goes live tonight. So on the very last day that we promised in April, you are getting the sales module. I've been giving Amanda a lot of agita lately by yelling at her to get this out, but it is going out tonight. So this is live. This is not a prototype. This is our testing database. Here are the dashboards. Right now, we are allowing 6 reports per dashboard, but I think you're allowed to have 5 dashboards per user. And again, you can have the same report multiple times. So if you want it for a quarter and for a year, but this is running live data, okay? This is not like, a prototype or anything. This is live data. You're gonna have it, the first set of servers will have it tomorrow. It's gonna roll out over the weekend. I think by Wednesday of next week, everybody will have the sales module live. So what's really cool is another huge benefit. Right here in the sales module, you have your admin functions. So you won't have to, we want truly your sales staff to never have to leave the sales module. They can do everything they need right here in the sales module. We don't have to go to the main system admin and configure those sales statuses. And then I want to show you, based off of your feedback, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these widgets. Amanda, do we have more coming in the pipeline, or do we need more ideas from contractors?
We do. I think there's 2 more coming. I think there's one involving like accounts receivables, open billings, and we have a ton of service ones that will be added when the service module is rounded out. Yep.
Yeah, the accounts receivable, that's a great example. That was an idea from a customer. I think we got that idea like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it's currently in testing, and you'll have it in a couple weeks.
And I think our last webinar, the touches and the sales activity report, I think were requested during that webinar, and here they are now.
Yeah. Yep, and live. So again, we're making the point that we're pumping this stuff out as quickly as possible. There's going to be a couple little bugs, but nothing huge. Again, with the way, and Mark keeps hounding on this and telling me I have to keep saying it, we're doing this in sprints. So if there's a little issue, just call us and tell us, and we'll fix it as quickly as humanly possible. But I mean, what's really cool is, so here in this widget, right? So this is deal turnaround time. How long does it take us to close a deal, right? I mean, and again, the visuals are so much better than they ever have been. But I can even click this, because I can even change this, right? Brian is terrible salesperson. I can change the name of the report. I can decide which staff. So if I want that same report, not for everyone, but for each individual salesperson, or even theoretically, I could have a dashboard for each salesperson. So maybe I have one main dashboard for the company and then dashboards for each salespeople or each grouping of salespeople, right? So I can add whatever I want into this report. We drag them around, move these reports wherever we want. We can resize them, right? So it's meant to be incredibly intuitive right here on this dashboard. But yeah, so you're going to have 9 of these. Remember too, we added in things like if you want to remove certain things, you just click on it. So the dashboards are live starting tonight. You'll all have it early by Wednesday. And the proposals, I'll even here too, accounts, start building your accounts. The reason we have it in here, if you remember this screen, it's going to show you how many opportunities for each client, how much you've won. You can even backfill old data if you want to see historically the revenue and the opportunities that you've had with that client. So the huge thing is it's one click to see what this client is like, right? Are they a good client? Yeah, they've given us a bunch of opportunities, but we've never gotten a job. Things like that. How much money do we have? I know we spend a ton of money on them because we like them a lot, so we think they're a great client, but are they really? Like, well, no, they only give us, maybe historically we got $300,000 of work with them, but now we only have $50,000 of work with them. So you can start building your accounts. And again, the benefit is if I'm the sales manager or salesperson, I don't have to log into the production side of Dataforma. And then opportunities are live. We have the Kanban view, my favorite part of this. And remember, you are defining your sales statuses, and then you can decide which of those sales statuses, are a win. So I don't have to click on this, move the status, and hit save. I can just drag this over to whatever status I want. And you see how it changed it to 1. So that's now seen as a win in Dataforma. So we just removed like 4 or 5 clicks from the old database. So just drag and drop. I mean, that's a classic sales thing here. In these now, you can see that we can link them to accounts. So that's how you can see how many opportunities that you've had with accounts. We've added the contacts and the building info. So now there's going to be an upgrade coming forward in the building file to see all of the opportunities. So you'll see opportunities, work orders, projects for that particular building. That'll be coming in the future. And then proposals, I'm going to have Amanda show this because she's going to show you how you can create and send a proposal now.
All right.
Probably because I haven't learned how to do it yet.
It's okay. It's new. All right, so we can so you can create an opportunity directly from, or I'm sorry, you can create a proposal directly from an opportunity, or you can go to the proposal module and create the proposal without an opportunity. Or you can add the opportunity later. So if we just put in Miller Residence re-roof summer 2026. So the proposal date will default to today, but you could backdate it. I think we're going to be adding some defaults here in the future that will allow this to go 30 days in the future. Right now, you can select your expiration
These are the
date.
things I want. These are the things I want feedback on. Like because I told Amanda that should probably default to like 30 days it expires. But if you guys don't think so, then just tell us, right?
So when you add the contact, it's automatically going to pull over the email if there's one. If there's multiple, you'll have to choose from the drop down. You can also create new objects. We've updated how you can kind of create objects as you're going through the workflow. For example, if I didn't have Wendy in here yet, I could have created a new oh, that's in the wrong section. I'll show that. But let's go ahead and put Wendy Miller back in here. Here I could create a new email. I could even add a new phone number if I wanted to.
The idea is we don't have to go to the contact, add the email, close that tab. All of these little modals are going to pop up, so you never lose where you are in your page.
Then there's a company we could add it. If not, then the billing address pulls over from the contact. These notes here, these are just internal notes, just for internal staff purposes. These will not be included on the proposal. Again, here you could put the opportunity in here if you wanted to. If you've already created an opportunity for Wendy, you could select it here, and then you can also assign this to a sales staff. When I create this proposal, it will allow me to add additional notes if I want to, but the detail section here I think is the most important section. So if I go ahead and I can start adding details. So each one of my different detail sections could be a photo and text. It could be just a photo, or it could be just text. So to select my photo, I would just click pretty simple upload here. And then I can use my library to put in information.
And this can be done from their mobile device, guys. This could be right there on the
Yes.
phone or the tablet.
Yeah, all these pages are mobile friendly now. So they look great. Just adding another one. I have to remember what this one was called. Okay, we'll just say shingles. And then if I were to add another section here saying, oh shoot, I forgot the like the general scope. So this would just be text and no photo. If I just forgot to add the general scope, I can still add it here wherever I want it. And then what I can do is I can easily change how these things are positioned. So I'm just going to move that one all the way to the top because that's my general scope. And then all of my other items are down below. And I can, swap whatever I want to.
So again, cool stuff. We can drag it up, drag it down.
And then we're going to put in our payment. And then add any tax if there are any. I will show you guys where this is located. It's in that settings section that Brian showed earlier. This will just, auto default some text in here, but you could change it if you wanted to.
So you can one time say your terms and conditions, and it pulls over every time for your guys.
Once you have all that information entered, you're now going to have this send proposal button. When you do that, you have three different options. You can email it, and it chooses that email that you selected when we created the proposal. You can text it, again, same thing with the phone number, or you can generate the link. So this is if you wanted to send it some other way, if you have like a chat or something like that, you can send this another way. You can even use this to view what it would look like on your end. So this is what the proposal, this is a public facing proposal view of what we just created.
This
So
is what your
anyone that
client
has
got.
this, yeah, sorry.
Yep, go ahead. No, keep going.
So anyone that has this link is going to be able to see this proposal. But if I text this, and I'll show you what, because it looks really cool on mobile. Oh, I have my notifications off because I'm in a meeting. Okay, there's my notification. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. Okay, so this was the text that I just got. If I click here and I click on this link, now this is a what looks like, this is mobile friendly for sure. So this is what it looks like from the mobile app, or from a mobile device, I should say. So if I go to approve,
Stop scrolling.
sorry, I'm going to click here. Your customer would just type in their name if they wanted to approve it. Coming in the future, they may also be able to submit a deposit amount as well. Right now, it's only signature. So it'll default to today's date. I can go ahead and hit accept, and then we can see there that it's approved. And if I were to refresh this page, I can't approve it again. I can't not or unapprove it. So you're only going to see that you're going to see that signature again. And if you cancel the proposal from your end, they'll get a message that, the link expired or it no longer exists. So you do have control on when the user can see it or not.
So pretty cool. So in like 4 months, we knocked out 85, 90% of the other sales CRMs, right? And we're going to tweak the rest over the next few months. We're sending text to the customers with links, not just an email, but an actual link so you can see if they viewed it, if they've signed it, right? So we knocked all of that out. And now we're doing this from the field. So there's some questions here that I'll go over. The first one was, and there's some in Q&A and there's some in chat, so I'll bounce around back and forth. Curious how data is collected in the sales module. If we set up a project, does that info automatically? So we didn't think of that at first. And someone about 2 weeks ago brought it up to me. So we will find a way that we're going to make it backwards compatible. Okay. Right now, create an opportunity. It'll take you 1 minute. If you saw how quickly we made it or easy we made it to put in there, and then have it in the project. But we are going to make it so that you can basically skip the step of opportunity. Amanda, we saw the screen earlier this week, right? Where it creates the new lead form is really what it is, guys.
Yes.
So we have the new lead now in the top right, but that's going to have opportunity and work order. And it's going to be a lot cleaner than the current lead form. And it's going to remove some clicks. Craig Rainey also asked about an easy create to turn customers into those accounts. Right now, no. But we can figure out a way, Amanda, we'll talk, and then we'll send out like a mass email or an update or something this next month where we could probably find a way to just, boom, if it's a customer, make them all accounts or something like that. Right, Amanda? We could, yep. Yeah. And maybe there's a small fee if there's work on our side, but we could figure out a way. But again, that's why with all of these objects that we're creating now, there's only 1 or 2 fields to create it. Right. We want this sales module by the end of this year, right? Again, I think it's usable right now. We had people using it before this upgrade, but the dashboards make it really valuable. By the end of this year, I want you to be able to hand your phone, a cell phone, to a brand new person with a Dataforma login, and he or she can just go and sell. Like they're done. Accounts are not the same as customer. And it's for technical reasons. Like a lot of our competitors say that they export to accounting systems, but they don't actually match up in their chart of accounts into their clients. Customers have to remain sacrosanct in the back end of our database in order for us to do the detailed exporting. We're working on a Sage Intacct integration right now. Then we're going to work on a ComputerMe's and an Acumatica and all these other ones. And we're not just dumping to a general, ledger record. We are tying it to your chart of accounts in your accounting system. So if service is different than re-roofing is different than new construction, we're tying it to those actual chart of accounts and to the direct customer. So no, they're not the same, and they can never be the same for a bunch of technical reasons. But you're correct that we should find an easy way to pull it over. Somebody asked Tina, no, they don't have to have a new portal. And this is also the beginning of the new portal. So all the information that you're texting and emailing to these clients, it's going to build it. It's almost like a residential portal that we're not sure how we're going to brand it, but they'll be able to log in and see all the work that you've proposed to them. So it's building a portal, but it's not the same as like a large commercial client using the client portal. And then payment being the same as bid. No, they're separate. There's another huge upgrade. We have that estimate section in there. You're going to be able to have different estimates. So let's pretend there's roofing, siding, and gutters on one opportunity. You'll be able to mark the opportunity as a win, but each estimate will be a win or a loss if you want. So you could say, hey, Amanda is really good at roofing, but she stinks at siding estimates because she's 5% on those and 90% on roofing. And then with payments, another upgrade that's already in the works is you're going to be able to accept a down payment using our Stripe integration. So you could say, hey, it's $25,000. I need $2,000 right now. So right then you're going to be able to process their credit card, and the system will know that they've paid $2,000 of that $25,000. Now, the one I don't know, how do we send the same proposal to multiple contractors? So that's more of a commercial focus.
Okay.
That will have to be an upgrade because right now is it one for one? You can't
Right.
send one to many. You would have to send separate proposals. So it would have to be
Yeah,
like
there's
cloned or
just one
copied.
one
Yep.
company here
So Alex, we'll have to
to
work on
fund.
that. Yep. And then everyone, this will be on our YouTube page so you can view it. I think you get an email copy as well.
Yes.
Yes, in your standard verbiage, you do have the ability to use your library for all your standard verbiage in these proposals. Or use the link feature and send in an email regular. What
That's
else is?
true. Yeah, they could use the generate link. Um, Let me come back out of here.
Yeah.
Cancel.
Well, in here.
This one. Yeah, if we resend, they could generate the link, and this could be sent to anybody, multiple
Yep.
people. Yep.
All right, nice. So again, so next week, start using it, please. You're not going to love everything. I think you're going to love 85, 90% of it because we put a hell of a lot of work into it. It's really cool, and we're going to tweak it. I'm going to steal it from Amanda because somebody just asked about the sale or the service module. So we have some really cool updates on that as well. Am I sharing my screen, Amanda?
You are, yes.
Cool. So July. I'm hoping early July, but I'll say at some point in July, you're going to have the new look for service. Okay. So again, a dashboard, as Amanda mentioned, there's widgets that we already have for this that are really, really cool. If you give us more ideas, is that on the homepage one that you sent me, those new widgets? I'll even
Yes.
tease you guys. If none of you have seen this, in July, you're also going to have the new homepage. So even the homepage is getting completely redone. So you just have tabs of dashboards that you can click through. But like here's your message board. It's now a widget. And Amanda mentioned outstanding invoices that we're working on. That's a widget. Service the project pipeline. So this is the whole new look of Dataforma. So it's cool because we only announced the sales module in November-ish, November, December. But now all of Dataforma is changing. Even here, when I search in Dataforma now, finally, it's going to say, if I type in Walker, here's contacts with the name Walker. Here's companies with the name Walker. Here's projects, work orders with the name Walker. And then the maintenance contracts are also being worked on right now. So in July, you're going to have this new maintenance module. So all of this is happening at the same time. So just reinforcing, we are working like crazy. It's not intended to be perfect because that just can't happen. But give us the feedback. Let us know what we need to tweak. And then we're just going to do it right away. So all of this is coming in just a few months. And then, so those are good questions. Like I said, email in, call in when you start using the service module. We expect the phones to blow up next week. Call in, set up a time with somebody so they know that there's 30 or 45 minutes dedicated to helping you get this set up. But, even like I said, there's people using it already before the dashboards came out because they wanted when the dashboards came out to have some data in there. And the last thing I want to mention, if you're not using it, the QXO integration is awesome. I mean, it's now you're going to have here in a few weeks where it even creates the AP to your job. So you're able to tell QXO for a job, I'm looking for a price on these materials, right? And then it's going to tell you, here's the price. If you win the job, you hit a button, it becomes a PO, they get the PO, and then that PO is tied to your job. And then when they process it at QXO, it hits your payables against that job. So it's just the easiest way in the world to do that. So we're going to have our customer service staff reaching out to you. I'm going to put a quick video of it onto the dashboard so that you guys can see it in action. I'm going to do a 30-second video. I'm creating a PO. That's how simple it is. So it'll be right here when you log in. That is, and I was going to go over the client portal. I guess we'll do it next month because I don't want this to go on too long. But we're starting to plan an upgrade to the client portal. I had a meeting this morning with a client. There were some good ideas, like we should give them the square footage on all of their roof areas. Another cool thing that we're adding very soon here, when you go into a building file, if you didn't see that we can do the drawings of the roof areas, it's amazing. So if you come into site tags, you'll be able to draw the roof areas. And Dataforma knows the GPS locations of those coordinates. So now when your guys, this is all, and like the big reveal is inspections are also getting completely redone right now. So in a few months, the inspection process is going to be as clean as any program that exists. Because if I go out there and I drop a deficiency in that area, Dataforma knows exactly which area that's tied to. And I can say, hey, here's one puncture in a roof, right? And then if I walk around and say there's 10 more punctures, Dataforma is gonna collate all of those together. So now there's 11 punctures in the roof, and here's where they all are. I don't have to go through the process with every single one. But this drawing now, when I come into the building file, it's gonna take over this half of the screen. So if I'm in the office, I'll just be able to toggle through, show me all of the GPS deficiencies that have been fixed, that haven't been fixed, that have a certain type, right? So I'll just have an interactive map of that roof and be able to see what's coming. So then naturally the client said to me, you should make that available in the portal. And that's a good idea too. And there's certain fields, it's like, why not change the 0 to 100 numbering system? So maybe we mimic the RCI numbering system. So if you have any ideas on the portal, we're starting to plan an upgrade, and I'd love to get your feedback on that as well. And I think next month, Amanda, what we'll do is I'll do like a detailed look at the portal and things that we want to upgrade.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. So I hope you like it. Please start using the sales module next week. There's some of you that I'm already going to call to help set it up and get it going. But it's going live tonight. We made the deadline, admittedly just barely, but we made it. And what's really cool is that maintenance module we had planned for the end of the year, and then Mark moved it up. So we're concurrently working on the upgrade to the service. Remember, work orders is being rebranded as service, and the new inspection process, and the maintenance contracts all at the same time, and they should all be released there either, right around, July, hopefully July 4th for the big 250 celebration. Are there any questions we didn't hit, Amanda?
Nope, I didn't see any more questions come through.
All right. Yeah, and that's a good one.
Sign up for the summit.
Yes, please. September 22nd, we can't help you. Let's definitely look at the way to turn customers into accounts after this.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right, y'all. You have my number. Call me, email me, text me. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, y'all. Bye.